Good night to be at the arena. 15-9, the Lakers leading the Nuggets with 5:34 to go in quarter number one. Fox Sports Net introduces 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show taking you inside the world of extreme sports every weeknight. Kip Williamson, Chad Towersey, and Leanne Tweeden are the hosts. And they'll bring you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, insider features that you won't find anywhere else. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tonight at 10:30 only on Fox Sports Net. Rodney White's out there for the first time this evening.
Another offensive player maybe to work Kobe Bryant a little bit.
This may be another way to slow him down, make him work on defense. Here's Chris Whitney leaning in. Good rebound, Marcus Camby, and then he misses badly. Marcus last night, 1 of 8. There's a lot of rust on his game. If you recall, last year he was injured a good portion of the season with the Knicks. Camby, and he thought he got hit on the elbow. Here comes Kobe with Rodney White back. Good if it goes. Kobe right back to the line.
And it's a team like the Denver Nuggets. This is what makes you mad. Marcus Camby goes to the basket. Looks like he gets hit on the elbow, no call, and then kind of a light touch on Bryant on the other end and 2 free throws. And that's a little bit of the respect factor between a championship team and a non-championship team. Turn? I mean, you tell me. And I'm critical on officials.
You?
Readily admit it. But that's a touch foul, no call, and Camby by Shaq gets slapped on the arm, no call.
You know what I think you enjoy the most about this job? You can criticize officials, and you know that you're not going to get fined anything.
Well, and I get a replay, so I will admit that I get benefit of replay. But I also think there's a mindset between, star and non-star.
We thought Kobe had a pretty good third quarter last night when he had 19. He's got 13 already in the first, and there's almost 5 full minutes left. Nuggets with a bad pass there from Camby, second turnover of the night. Here's Derek Fisher hustling it up the floor. That's out of bounds off of Denver. The Lakers, during this 6-game winning streak, have actually won 4 of those 6 away from Los Angeles.
Sometimes the road a good time to correct things. Don't have distractions of home. You get an opportunity to work on things and bond as a team. This team may have needed to bond back together.
Phil Jackson, who remains in a sedentary position more than any coach, I think, in basketball, professional, college, probably in high school. Most coaches pace and work the sideline. Phil Jackson generally just stays in his seat. Here's Shaq, and then a late whistle from James Capers after the shot was missed, and even the crowd now getting into it.
Mark's doing a lot of body and leaning, but remember, this is a 350-pound man. And see him lean in. And Shaq is smart. Watch him catch it, just lean in. Gets an opportunity to shoot a lot of free throws because of that. He's so big, and that was one of the keys we talked about in our game plan, keeping him off that block where he wants to get the basketball.
That's not a foul on Camby.
Well, see, you get Shaq in this area anywhere, and you're going to be in trouble. But instead of a layup, he misses 2 free throws.
17-9 LA. Lakers have won 3 straight at Pepsi Center. Nuggets did win the final meeting last year between the 2 teams in LA. There's Ryan Bowe trying to save it, could not. Well, right now, who would you take? Tracy McGrady or Kobe Bryant?
You know what? Flip a coin, I'll take the loser.
Can't go wrong either way. Fox gets checked by Rodney White, and they'll give the ball to the Lakers with 11 on the shot clock. Nuggets played good D on Bryant. He drew 3 defensive players. Here's White. Juwan Howard pulls his way in. They're going to call out an offensive foul. Phil Robinson says it's a charge. Juwan Howard is incredulous at the call.
Nice fast break.
leaning in, Rick Fox. Jack looking for the call, did not get it this time. Whitney, 3 ball.
Tosses it in. Nice work by Juwan inside, kicked it out. Good thing to do. Whitney misses it, but crashes the offensive glass.
And a hand check on Bowen. That's 2 on Ryan.
Second personal penalty situation.
Kobe back to the line. If you look at his numbers this year, he's scoring about the same as he has the last few years. 25, 26, 27 a game. He's up actually around 29 now a game. But he is not just sitting back and firing jumpers. Sometimes he became infatuated with the jump shot and didn't drive enough to get himself to the line. And that's not utilizing all of his grand skills, because Kobe Bryant can go to the hole like few have ever played the game.
Yeah. His game and everything is starting to parallel those last few Chicago runs with Phil Jackson at the helm. We talked about a while ago, Kobe bringing the ball up. Remember, Michael almost became a point guard for him as well the last couple.
Bowen and Wright.
Smart play, good recognition. You got Ryan Bowen with a point guard on you, and Ryan posted up and a chance to make a 3-point play.
But first a timeout, 2:56 left in the opening quarter, 18-13. Nuggets hanging tough with LA.
I love with the twins. And those twins. And twins. And and twins. And love you
Pizza Hut announces new stuffed crust gold. The pizza with a ring of cheese baked inside the crust now has zesty cheddar cheese around the outer rim for a toasted crunch. Get a stuffed crust pizza for $9.99 or go for the gold for $1 more. Stuffed crust gold, new at Pizza Hut.
If your business is moving, growing, or just needs a tune-up, call High Country Wire and Telephone. With quality products like IP Office from Avaya and Meridian Systems from Nortel Networks, High Country provides great customer service and the best value. High Country's commitment to service and telecommunications experience has been helping Colorado businesses grow for nearly 50 years. For world-class equipment and classic service, call High Country Wire and Telephone at 303-467-5500.
Good game here in the first quarter. Lakers by 5. Ryan Bowen with a chance to cut to 4. Wednesday, February 19th, Kids Night. The hardest working team in basketball, your Denver Nuggets. Kids 14 and under are free with a paid adult unless they're wearing Lakers jerseys that don't fit. The first 5,000 kids to the door receive a Denver Nuggets school notebook. Call 1-800-4NBA-TIX or go to Ticketmaster.com to reserve your seats today. Pretty good deal right there. Ain't two Rocky Dolls to get in, but the oversized Laker jerseys, no.
That Laker jersey would have fit you.
Well, I tell you the interesting thing, a number of people, good crowd here tonight at the Pepsi Center, and a lot of kids in here, and you're watching, two of the best players in the NBA right now, obviously in Shaq and Kobe, and two, you would imagine, future Hall of Famers in this league.
Ryan Bowen trying to complete a 3-point play. That's third free throw of the night.
Short.
Canby was held and he kept it alive. Devin George out there. Kareem Rush, the rookie from Missouri, also out there for the Lakers.
Not much of an inside presence right now for Denver. They maybe get it inside a little bit.
Rodney runner not there, and Samaki Walker pulls it down, hands off to Kobe.
This unit will try to run the ball, try to get out, and
they're calling that on the Nuggets. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I don't want to sound like the hopeless homer here, but Ryan Bowen just dove on the floor after the basketball.
Yeah, and Phil Robinson showing something.
How's that a foul on him?
Well, Kobe goes over the top of him, but Ryan Bowen's arguing with Phil Robinson. Listen, when the ball's loose, it's free. There's contact, but that right there, if anything, is a no call.
He's allowed to dive after the ball, and then
as long as your dive doesn't go into the guy. If you dive on the ground and the guy falls over you, you know what I'm saying. If you go into his leg and take him out, it's a foul. If you go to the ground and the guy jumps over you and trips, I'm not sure that's a call.
Bowen has to come out with 3 fouls. Skeetishvili goes in.
Send security in the locker room after the game and see if Phil Robinson has purple and gold underwear on.
Well, obviously there's a huge disparity when it comes to talent tonight, but you do expect there to be some semblance of equality in terms of the whistle. That call was ridiculous. 2013, the Lakers by 7. Off the screen, here comes Rodney White on the drive, and the finger roll short again. And Juwan Howard does some good board work. Rodney gets another turn, and he hits a tweener shot.
So Rodney's gotten to the basket well early in this quarter. Nothing for the layup, but he hits the jumper there.
And White gets his hand on that, out of bounds. Walker Bryant, Robert Horry, Kareem Rush, and Devin George on the floor. Walker, the biggest Laker out there. 6'9". Here's George. He's very athletic. Here comes Rodney White. And that's a reach in on Devin George. And a bit of a Bronx cheer in the background for a call on LA.
Not a lot of size for the Lakers. You should be able to get the ball out and run. Nice handles by Rodney. You see the reach in on Devin. So that wasn't much for the ball. Yeah, but you're not a star yet.
Chris Anderson, who was in the starting lineup last night, comes in for the first time. So the only Nugget who has not played here in the first quarter is Mark Blunt. Just didn't catch it. Here's Bryant going 1-on-2, which is advantage Bryant. This guy is unbelievable right now.
Well, we said that Sheeta wants to get up and down and push it. They're not going to look at numbers. They're going to look at opportunities.
Kobe's got 18. Shaq has just 2 points, both from the line. Skeetishvili, and Skeeta earns a trip to the line.
You know, one thing we've seen the last 2 weeks out of Skeetishvili is that he's been a little more aggressive trying to get to the paint. This is stick-to-itiveness. Gets inside, gets the foul, and almost gets the 3-point opportunity. You got a guy that can't move his feet. You take him to the basket as much as possible.
Skeeta had 4 last night, all from the free throw line. He leaves this one short.
Denver not getting to the line much, but when they are getting there, they're not making it. 1 of 4 right now. You can't do that.
Well, this is an early visit to the floor for Tracy Murray, the one-time Nugget. He's not played much. In fact, he has 20 games in which he's never been called upon to take the floor. Last night he got in garbage time. Skeeta misses both of those badly. 22-15, the Lakers by 7, inside 1:15 left in the opening quarter. Bryant. And Samaki Walker at inside position, and that'll be a foul on Skeetishvili.
No size on the floor. Can be going to Skeetishvili. So listen, you got to block out. One place Samaki Walker can hurt you is offensive rebound. See 3 Nuggets there and no contact on any body until the foul.
One shot.
Samaki Walker out of Louisville.
This has turned into an un-free throw clinic. Skeetishvili can post that Murray.
set a down screen. Rodney White missed the jumper. White has Bryant right now, or he goes to post up. And a ball screen. Kareem Rush with a lot of scoring at Missouri. Pass taken away. Bryant comes up with a steal.
Unbalanced, you can't be leaning forward and off balance and just telegraph the pass. The ball's above your head, no one's defending you. That's just a bad pass. This was a 5-point game 2.5 minutes ago.
Nuggets will run two at Bryant, but he goes quickly. And on the floor, the Nuggets commit the foul. So Bryant will go right back to the line. He's been there 8 times already. What a quarter for Kobe Bryant.
The 11th foul called in the first quarter on the Denver Nuggets. So Harrington double team Bryant. The Knicks rotation with Skeetiashvili out of the corner did not get there. 11 fouls in a quarter.
Kobe has a chance to be halfway to 40 again if he makes this free throw. He was the player of the month in the Western Conference in January. He was the player of the week the first week of February. And I have a feeling he's going to be the player of the week in the Western Conference again this week. He is on another planet right now. Kareem Rush was riding him coming up the floor. The Lakers also over the limit, so Junior Harrington will get to the line.
A smart foul by Kareem Rush. They were trying to double team, get Harrington to kick it out, and Kobe was trying to sneak through the passing lane, but a nice little move to get by Rush and pick up the foul. '29th in the league in free throws, and we're seeing why here in this first quarter, 1 of 6.
Well, the Nuggets have been scoring more of late, but they're still last in the NBA in the free throw percentage. Scott mentioned last in field goal percentage, last in points per game at around 81. Basically last in every meaningful offensive category. Bryant from 40, and that almost went in. And he's upset. Look at that. Bryant's upset. He thought he was going to make it. Turnaround jumper from half court with no time on the clock. That's when you know you're going well. Bryant with 20. The Lakers 26-15 over Denver. You're watching Fox Sports Net. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Safeway. Visit participating Safeway stores to pick up your Read It calendar. By Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. And by Village Inn, enjoy great American skillet starting at $4.99 from the skillet experts at Village Inn. Nene Hilario entertained because there's a 4-year-old on the loose on the floor, and Rocky can't catch him. He still can't catch. He finally got him. Glad you're along tonight from Pepsi Center, the Nuggets and Lakers with Scott Hastings and Sandy Williams. I'm Drew Goodman. Hilario, Harrington, Yarbrough, Anderson, and Skeetiashvili out there. Yarbrough takes a look, fires a jumper, nothing from the bottom.
He's starting to make people kind of aware of who he is and what he does with the basketball, and it seems like he's getting more opportunities to really shoot.
Lakers have taken Bryant out, thankfully. He has 20 of the 26 points for LA. Rush is out there, Shaq back in, Fisher, Murray, and Ori. Murray shooting a 3. And the rebound of Chris Anderson. He had 10 boards last night. Second time this year he's been in double figures in rebounds.
One thing Denver's not tried yet that I think they can do maybe with this lineup in is try to run Shaquille O'Neal and Robert Horry. Robert Horry with the arm bars grabbing Hilario will get the foul. Post up, you see he's got his arm right there, and now as he tries to go up, curls a little bit.
Fisher, good defender. He's on Harrington. Here's Skeetiashvili thinking 3, and he drops one in from long range.
Skeetersville, I'm just telling you, starting that game in Dallas that you and I did on the road, I think he just played with more confidence.
Well, he certainly played with more aggressiveness the last couple of weeks. Bumping foul on Harrington.
Number 6 junior Harrington. First personal, first team foul.
Skeeter not shooting the ball real well this year from the three-point lane, just 25%. We didn't hesitate, pulled up, hit that one.
Yep, Shaq able to throw it down despite Chris Anderson and several other white shirts in the vicinity.
Well, that deep red area, see where he's at right now? That's Shaq land. Chris Anderson said, hey, they're not making any posters of me. Let me get one of Shaq's.
That was a good-looking free throw by Shaq standards. 3 of 5 tonight from the line. And Shaq has 5 points. That was his first field goal. Lakers up by 9. Shaq had 20 points, a forgotten 20 last night in 3 quarters. Here's Yarbrough. How good was that move? Where it belongs.
Well, maybe he will get a poster of his own right there.
That wouldn't be a bad shot to have.
One thing that Anderson does is he really can get up.
Nearly a steal by Anderson. Here's Ori on a penetration. And he flips in the scoop layup. First hoop for Robert Ori. Skeetersville with Mariana. Take a look at that follow again by Chris Anderson.
Didn't block out. Shot gets up. He just went up above Valario, who had the rebound and just threw it through. Is he excited though?
Well, game's about emotion. Also got to remember what the score is. The Nuggets are down by 8. Skeetersville, one more coming. 10:01 to go in the second quarter.
Maybe a play Anderson ignites his crowd, gets a little bit more pro Denver, and gets teammates fired up. You know, Nuggets have not played particularly well, and yet you look up and it's still just a 7-point game, and they are in this game. There's a battle inside.
And a good defensive job by Yarbrough. And that forces the Lakers into just their second turnover of the game. Denver can cut it to 5, maybe 4 here.
Tell you what, I think people that play against Nene Hilario are surprised. I mean, he's just a regular-sized guy, body-wise, but he's stronger than I think you realize.
And he's going to get a lot stronger.
He does a nice job of using his leverage, getting his legs underneath.
Fisher goes down, capers away from the ball, calls an offensive foul on Junior Harrington, and that is 3 on Harrington.
Denver Nuggets Park Patrol in the upper deck showing you some love. Here come your t-shirts on your feet so you can get some.
Double team right away.
Nuggets scrambling nicely on defense. Bad shot by Ori. Numbers right, 3 on 2. Harrington, Anderson, good if it goes. It does not.
Good job by Junior pushing the pace and then kind of waiting, got into trouble. Drew all the defense to him. Wants to go to the left side. Watch the people as he gets to the lane. Boom, he gets surrounded. They forget about Anderson. Ori can't turn around in time. Shaq pushes him in the back. And a nice play by Junior.
Calling it a flagrant foul.
Well, I don't know if it's a flagrant foul. And if it is, it's going to be on Shaq. Then they push him in the back. That's, you know, we go at one end. That's not a flagrant foul. That's a bad call too.
I agree with you. I don't think it's a flagrant foul. The only reason perhaps it was called as such by Bennett Salvatore that he's in the air and you push a player while he's in the air, it becomes a dangerous situation. Anderson goes 1 of 2, and the Nuggets will get the basketball. Down by 6.
Shaq, I tell you what, giving the evil eye to Bennett Salvatore. I'm ready. Hey, could you change it down there on the score table? It scared me a little bit.
Anderson cut to the hole, and Ori got a hand on it. Denver will hold on. Nuggets a chance to make a little move here.
Skeetersville run the offense to him. Double. Good catch by Anderson. Good hands by Ort.
Yarbrough wants to take Kareem Rush. He's playing with greater confidence, and the runner just off. Hilario gets the rebound against Shaq. He's going to take it at the big man. Vincent stripped from behind. Denver did everything right except close the deal at the basket.
A great move by Hilario. He didn't get it in.
Harrington rips it away off the Murray miss. Yarbrough open on a wing. Skeetasvili, 3 ball, and he's knocked down by Murray. 3 free throws coming for Nicholas Skeetasvili.
And if that layup would have gone there, and if Skeeta could have made these 3 free throws, it'd be only a 1-point game after these foul shots.
31-25. We're back after this.
This road isn't for everyone. It requires precise control, breathtaking acceleration, and tenacious grip. It's the road the car and drivers tend best, and the Subaru WRX has now driven it 2 years in a row. The WRX, turbocharged power, all-wheel drive control.
Get all-wheel drive performance and 0% financing now on the WRX.
Come on. The dog.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Sierra Mist. Taste one shockingly refreshing lemon lime.
I gotta get me a dog like that.
In an effort to support the arts in our city, Nuggets player Juwan Howard has been spending his free time modeling for local art classes. Hi, I'm Jeff Buzdalek, coach of the Denver Nuggets. It's community service like this that really sets our team apart.
Welcome back to Pepsi Center. The Nuggets fighting from behind against the Los Angeles Lakers. The two teams hooked up last night. Kobe hit him up for 42 points, and folks, he's well on his way, and we're not even at the half. They have 31 points. He has 20. Tonight after the game on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report, the lowdown on LeBron. I am so sick of this high school kid leading our newscast. Also tonight's Fox Focus, At Home with TD. I whipped Terrell Davis in PlayStation 2. You must see this story, and we're getting all in his business, his personal life. Ladies, you don't want to miss this. And also, former CU coach Rick Neuheisel caught in more drama. We'll have all that and more tonight right after the game. Guys?
All right, Sandy, I'm glad to hear you've brushed up on your PlayStation ability. Kobe Bryant sat out the first 3.5 minutes of the second quarter. He is on the floor again. Skeetasvili has 3 free throws. Nuggets down by 6. Yeah, Kobe Bryant averaging better than 40 a game over the last week and a half. You see his progression after he came out of high school. 13th pick by Charlotte. Jerry West orchestrated the deal. Vlade Divac's involved. He saw something I guess no one else did. And you see how he's improved. With 28-5 a couple of years ago, 25-2 last year. He can score as many as you need. And Skeeta gets all 3.
And remember, right before this play, a great move by Hilario misses the layup. I mean, this is a 3-point game, obviously, but it could have been a one-point game at this point.
Derek Fisher steps in a long jumper, not there. And the rebound of Robert Horry. Camby on Shaq. Shaq backs his way in. That'll count. And the foul on Camby.
This right here is a little bit like a guy a few years ago in Tiananmen Square standing in front of a tank. If the tank wants to, he's in trouble. Look, 2 moves, and Camby's all the way underneath the basket. That's no defense at all, and that's giving way too much up to the big fella. He gets the ball in the paint, a foot or 2 in the paint. It's his. It belongs to him.
They were doing a waltz, and Shaq was leading. And he completes the 3-point play. Shaq's averaging 26 plus a game. Fisher overplaying Whitney. Whitney outside Juwan Howard. That's his spot. He spins it in. 6 for Howard. 34-30. It's easy to get caught up in what Kobe Bryant has done, but the Nuggets are down just 4.
Well, they made a concerted effort the second quarter to get into number 34. So once again, Marcus gets a slap on the ball, but he's allowing him to get in too low, too early. You got to do your work early. What? Already before he catches it, he has got 2 feet in the lane. You're in trouble. That's just a pure luck getting the ball out of his hand.
Who's the strongest guy you ever faced in the post?
Well, that's a good question.
He can't move.
Swin Nader was a strong guy.
Kobe with 22.
Moses Malone knew how to get in lane. Tough to get him out. Daryl Dawkins.
Dawkins was strong. Whitney, 3-point range. Think of the bottom. Put it in the book for Chris Whitney. Denver back within 3.
Here come the old Chicago Tees for 3.
Yarbrough did a nice job on Kobe denying the ball that time.
Fisher up top. He drops one in. First hoop tonight for Fisher.
Those are the guys that you got to have beat you.
Yarbrough, let's go. Yeah, a little too far.
Yeah, Kobe played him into shooting that one.
Fisher pulls up over Canby. Skeetishvili goes and gets the rebound. I'll tell you a quick story. Vincent Yarbrough last night, this is unbelievable. Kobe Bryant late in the game, right before he came out. Now the game was over basically. That's a bad air ball by Canby. Kobe Bryant actually gave Vincent Yarbrough some advice offensively. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, actually I have.
Kobe, this is a monster throw. I mean, that was 2 full strides behind the line. His second triple of the game. 25 for Bryant. And a timeout for Denver, 41-33. The Lakers open up another 8-point lead. Kobe Bryant back on the floor. The Lakers jump the lead up again.
When athletes sweat, they lose more than just water. Gatorade puts back sodium and potassium, proven to replenish and rehydrate athletes better than water. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Mountain States RV is your most complete RV supercenter with parts, sales, and service. Serving Colorado since 1983, Mountain States carries quality RVs such as Newmar, Starcraft, Keystone, and Forest River. From pop-ups to diesel pushers, Mountain States is one of the largest inventories of both new and pre-owned RVs to choose from. So come out and visit our friendly staff at I-225 and Colfax in Aurora. Mountain States RV, Colorado's largest fifth-wheel dealer.
Some things in life are more important than others. Family, of course, is one of them. We all want our children to grow up healthy and get the best education possible. Our home plays another important part in our lives. It's most likely our biggest asset and our biggest debt.
There may come a time when funds are needed to secure a home or the future of your family. I'd want to know that the mortgage company I'm using is local and the very best in Colorado. Team Lending Concepts is that company. They go the extra mile to get the loan you need. I recommend Team Lending Concepts. They get the job done for you.
Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Volvo. Volvo for life. Temperature in the low to mid 50s this afternoon in Denver. We're inside Pepsi Center. Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Sandy Williams, Jeff Bizdell have drawn up a play for the Nuggets. 6:03 to go before halftime. 41-33. The Lakers up 8. Check in with Sandy Williams, who was around the Nuggets huddle. Sandy?
During the timeout, Drew, they talked about their offensive strategy, especially in transition. They want to make sure that they try to beat the Lakers to the spot. They're going to try to run them in the ground because of the lineup. Here, they're going to do a lot of movement, setting picks across the top, and hopefully capitalizing on some outside shooting. Guys?
Well, here's Yarbrough, and he didn't get the roll. The Nugget bench thought he got fouled. Kobe upstairs like few can get to the ceiling.
Well, you don't want to, your point guard, who's supposed to be one of your quickest players on the floor, beat that easily, but the weak side defense completely asleep.
He had a dunk last night, but some folks who've been watching him throughout his career in LA say it was the best they've ever seen him have in a game. Turn around for Juwan Howard.
Chris Whitney may have hurt himself.
Shaq gets wrapped up by Juwan Howard.
Shaq's turning to Ben Salvador. That's flagrant. That's flagrant. Watch his quick spin right there. Skeets-Vili late getting over. Watch, we can see right here, Skeets-Vili, weak side, never sees this play develop. Gets there late and gets in a picture.
Well, the Nuggets want to try to force Kobe Bryant to go left. That time he spun right, which is the direction he likes to go. And he threw it down. Now, last night, he had an incredible dunk off a lead pass. Watch this. Take it out of bounds, 60-foot pass. Vincent Yarbrough's pretty tight to him, behind the back, up and through. I mean, that's ridiculous. A 360 with a man right on you.
Thing about the NBA, people lose sight of, whether you like it or not, big fan or not. And that's a spectacular play by Kobe, but you see plays that if you really aren't jaded by it, are miraculous. I mean, all the time. I mean, that little spin move in the dribble, keeping your balance enough to go up strong and dunk on a 7-footer. I mean, that's pretty good too. Yep. But it becomes ordinary in this league anymore.
Well, we used to think we wouldn't see anybody do Jordan-esque moves on a regular basis. If you think that's the case, and I'm not putting him in the same class yet as Michael Jordan as Rick Fox hits, but you have to watch Kobe Bryant and you have to watch Tracy McGrady play.
But this group that came in about 3 or 4 minutes ago has really struggled.
Can be.
Another group got the ball down, or got the game within 3. And this group has let them balloon back up to double figures again.
And that's another 3 for Bryant. I mean, it's ridiculous. The rest of the league should see if David Stern would allow him to put a 6th guy on the floor the way Kobe Bryant's going right now. Here's Camby. And Juwan Howard has the offensive rebound. Rodney White, tough angle on the baseline. He's a little behind the basket. Shaq brings it up to Fox. Fox will go right back to Shaq and throw it down. And the Lakers are threatening to run Denver out of the gym here in the late stages of the second quarter. They're up 18 pending the free throw.
36-33. LA, and LA now on a 17-2 run thanks to that guy and thanks to this guy. Unselfish play by Rick Fox. Could have taken the 3, just hit one. But it was 36, when it went in 36-33.
It was 36-33. You're absolutely right. 17-2 in favor of the Lakers. Shaq's hitting his free throws tonight. Shaq 7 of 9 from the line. 13 points for O'Neal, 5 rebounds. Bryant has 30.
No, I want to see Denver do well, but it's a treat and a pleasure to watch number 8 play. You know, I tell you what, like I said, you take a lot of things for granted. Scoring 40 points in a game is phenomenal.
And he makes it look so easy. He's in some kind of zone right now.
Kind of an interesting thing. You look at Kobe shooting. There's been much talked about Kobe Bryant's break with Adidas over the summer and how Nike and Reebok both are kind of wearing or going after him. He's wearing the Jordans. He's got number 23 on the back of his shoes. So more like Mike than
Phil Jackson before the game was asked how he could compare Kobe's run to when Michael had it going in Chicago, which was basically every night. And he said, I don't want to go there. He said it's unfair to both players to try to compare them. Look at this, 32 for Bryant. I mean, he's shooting right now, and the basket must look like a hula hoop or larger.
No call right there. Harrington just got floored.
Fisher takes it right at Rodney White, and White commits the foul. Fisher will go to the line when we come back. The Lakers have blown this thing wide open as they did last night. 56-35. They're up 21.
Maybe it's us. Maybe it's the house. I don't know. Parties just materialize.
Hot dog?
That's like an unexplained supernatural phenomenon.
Skillet's house. Keep it low key.
It's party science. You can't argue with science.
From the earliest moments of our lives, being safe often meant being held back. Now being safe also means you're free to go anywhere you want, anytime you want. The electronically controlled all-wheel drive Volvo S60, V70, and XC70. Safety, cleverly disguised as freedom.
I've got you under my skin. I have got you deep in the heart of me. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Under my skin.
Kobe Bryant's been pretty good tonight. 32 points, 32 of the 56 for the Lakers. He is almost, as you can see, outscored the Nuggets by himself. This week, ACC Sunday Night Hoops returns to Fox Sports Net when the 15th-ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons take on number 16, Maryland. The Terrapins, the defending national champions. It's a showdown of ACC powers. Coverage begins Sunday at 5:30 in the Mountain Time Zone, 6:30 Central, right here on Fox Sports Net. We've seen some explosive teams this year, Scott. The Dallas Mavericks obviously being one, the Sacramento Kings another. But when you have, I don't know if you can match them when they've got it going.
Well, and it's tough. And you go back, we talked about that comparison with Kobe and Michael. Michael is still the best, and Kobe's going to have to do this for about 3 more years. But Michael's still the best I've ever seen play, period. But they didn't have that guy right there in Chicago, you know, and give him a lot of props for being able to take a back seat, coming back from the toe surgery and all that involved. But if you think about Michael Jordan and the cast that he had around him when they were winning championships in Chicago, what individually they've done when they left that program. They were, you know, and I love Scottie Pippen, but ordinary players. Pippen's case maybe a little better than ordinary. But Shaq could lead a team by himself.
Junior drives and Junior draws contact, and it's going to be on Mark Madsen. This is how good it's gone for the Lakers. Mark Madsen, usually you see him in the final minute or two, and Mark Madsen in the final couple of minutes of the first half.
It's going so good for the Lakers. You usually see Madsen on stage in late June dancing,
which is not a pretty sight. I can't dance. I'm like Michael Jackson compared to Mark Madsen.
Lay the smack down on Madsen right there. Let a little dance off at halftime. If this game continues in this vein, maybe we can do it in the third quarter.
And my wife, who's here tonight, will tell you that I can't dance a lick. But that thing Mark Madsen was doing last year, Scott, 2 years ago, that was ugly. It was just ugly. That was so bad they didn't even come up with a name for it. got the assignment of trying to guard Kobe Bryant right now. Don't touch him, you'll burn your fingers. 8 to shoot it. Harrington hanging in there. Doesn't matter. I mean, it is just remarkable how well Kobe Bryant is shooting the basketball.
Well, that's good defense. I mean, you make great players make great plays, and he did just that.
Mario goes outside. Juwan trying to save it. And it comes to Rick Fox.
I was the Lakers just because I've seen
Manson cleaning up inside.
But I've seen Larry Bird in person go for 60. And that was a phenomenal feat.
I thought you got fined that game. You were playing for Atlanta.
No, I was smarter than the rest of the guys.
Chris Whitney at 3. That's short. That was when half your bench was celebrating.
Yeah, exactly. But Denver, let me tell you, Denver not good enough to all of a sudden get into this Kobe madness and decide to go up and shoot threes and not execute.
You know, the Lakers pick up the replay again. I'll finish my thought. Here's Rick Fox. He gets hit. That's 4, by the way, on Rodney White. Obviously, the Nuggets are nowhere near, don't possess the talent level that the Lakers do. But I'm not so sure the way the Lakers are playing right now. I don't know if there's a team in the NBA that would be within single digits of the Lakers the way they've gone the last couple of weeks.
You're probably right. 28-3 the run now for LA.
And it hasn't been just a bunch of runouts off of turnovers.
No, this is some great moves.
Whitney can't hit the 3. Manson has a rebound. Down the court he goes. There's Rick Fox by himself, and that will not please Jeff Fisdale.
And that was a run out.
That's one thing if Kobe hits fall-away 22-footers with guys hanging all over him. It's another thing when the Nuggets give up easy buckets, because that has not been allowed under Jeff Fisdale.
Just a solid rebound by Madsen. Good block out. He looks 1, 2, 3 seconds, and then no one still gets back. Responsibility of your guards to stop and slow down any run out. That time Chris Whitney and Junior Harrington kind of being observers.
30-point lead for the Lakers. They're up 100-66 last night after 3 quarters.
It was interesting. Kobe just had a good quarter this quarter. I mean, he set out the first 4 or 5 minutes. He got 14 in the quarter. And he's had just a solid quarter, but he's got 34 for the game.
Well, I mean, if you have 14 each quarter, that's a 56-point game.
And those don't come around every day.
Kobe's high this year, if you're wondering, is 46. He had 42 last night. Manson on a drive, knocked out of bounds, and LA holds on. 34 seconds left in this first half. The second quarter has completely gotten away from the Nuggets. Again, it was 36-33 LA. Seemingly just a few minutes ago. Walker will shoot the jumper. First hoop tonight for Samaki Walker. Pick in the draft at 96 by Dallas. 6-second differential between the 2 clocks. Harrington's going to run it down. Nuggets have 2 to get one off. Harrington has an air ball. And here's Fox the other direction. They'll leave it for Bryant. 360, no go. Well, that time the 360 wasn't necessary.
Hey, Rick Fox showing me a little bit something now. A couple of times he's had an opportunity just to go up unselfishly, drops it back behind Kobe. Fox enjoying this one, but I think he just saw something. Bryant, if this would have gone in, this is more amazing, I think, than that dunk. But he's got a guy at his arm and still almost gets that thing to fall.
Now, if he's allowed to, you may see something. Well, you've already seen something extraordinary tonight, this first half. But
Problem is, you're not going to get to see him if the Nuggets aren't able to bring this thing back into manageable numbers. We will be lucky to see much of Kobe at all in the third quarter.
36 points. And the Lakers have 70-38 Los Angeles. They just blew it wide open in the second quarter behind Kobe Bryant. They outscored the Nuggets 32-5. 32 points in 6 minutes. And Kobe has 36. The Nuggets 38 as a team.
So what we talked about being half is just stepping up and being men rather than running with our tails between our legs. We came out, we gave a pretty good effort, but it wasn't, we're not finding the shooters. Obviously, Kobe's hit some tough shots, and he's hit some big shots for them. We're missing free throws. We're getting beat here on the backboards. We just got to come out, and this is about pride now. This is trying to get yourself better, getting back into the game little by little, and being men.
Thanks a lot, guys. Obviously, in the second half, they need to play from the neck up. Guys?
All right, Sandy, thanks very much. In fairness to the Nuggets, Bryant was just unstoppable. He gets knocked to the floor there. He made many difficult shots in that first half. And the Nuggets knock him down there, and he'll go right back to the line. He shot a dozen free throws in the first half.
Well, I was in the restroom during the break and listening to a couple of the LA. There's a beat reporter and one of the guys that work on the telecast, and they were talking about, well, now we know that he can play even when he doesn't get any sleep. So he's done about everything. And right now, the third quarter starting a little bit like the first quarter. Donnell Harvey with a couple hard fouls, hit Kobe in the mouth. Actually, no calls early. Kobe kind of got fired up. Harvey fouls him here on a shot. Just down in between free throws, tried to slap him 5, and Kobe didn't line anything up. So we'll see now how that goes, and if Kobe gets fired up again from getting knocked down by Harvey.
It's hard to come back from a 32-point deficit. The closest we've seen this year is Shaq fouls Hilario as the Lakers come back down 28 against the Dallas Mavericks. But you just want to put a good half together.
Yeah, you got to forget about this first 24 minutes. Whether you're able to come back from this and win the ball game is beside the point at this moment. Now it's 0-0, and you try to win the second half. I'd like to see Nene get a little more involved early on here in the third quarter. Shaquille's obviously a great player, but I think you've got to be able to use his abilities and his quickness and his speed. We saw him make a great move against Shaq and miss the layup, but I think he can do more and more of that.
Nene with 3 points off from the line, went without a field goal in the first half.
The tendency of a lot of teams after blowing out a team in the first half is to really take a break in the second half.
Donnell Harvey called for a hold. That's number 4 on Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey and Bryant going out a little bit. Harvey, after getting those fouls earlier, or hitting Kobe early, didn't play much after that.
Shaq last night saying after the game that, in his opinion, Kobe is the MVP of the league. Much will be told in terms of that award over the last couple of months of the season. You're not going to get a lot of arguments from many Nugget players over the last 2 days, however.
Well, this is a big game for LA. Houston's in Utah, was leading at halftime. And foul the play, and Rick Fox preventing the 2 points and make Harvey earn it from the free throw line, where Denver really was atrocious in that first half. They struggled shooting the basketball. They got the line 20 times, but only made 10.
First point tonight for Harvey. Last night the Nuggets went 15 of 17 from the line, but hopelessly out of it very early in the third quarter. Lakers are off tomorrow. They'll have San Antonio at home on Friday night. Then the Knicks come Sunday, and then Houston comes on Tuesday. So they have a 3-game homestand coming up. The Nuggets will have a couple of days off. Then they go on a 3-game road trip. Chicago, New Orleans, and San Antonio. Bryant on a drive, and I tell you what, You watch it at home and you say, okay, it's a layup. That's more difficult than you may imagine watching that on television. That's goaltending. Give the bucket to Harvey. Look at this layup again.
Watch what he does. It's so smart. He's lucky, or Harvey's lucky not to get a foul. Watch him. He leans in. There's body. There's a little reach, and yet back on the other side. He goes left side of the basket and then back up right. I'm going to repeat what I said in that first half. There are a lot of people that say a lot of things about the NBA, and there's so many spectacular things and plays made all the time that people start taking it for granted, and they get jaded by magnificent because they maybe they've seen it so much for the last 10 or 15 years. But every night you can see, and the sports shows in the evenings are indicators of this, just how many highlights every single game has.
I think you're absolutely right. Shaq is now 8 of 10 from the line, but the amazing thing to me is the consistency that he has been able to, with the level that he's been able to perform at such a consistent level over a couple-week time. I mean, you're going to have, when you have his kind of ability, you're going to have 40-point nights because he's a phenomenal talent. But every night to go out and produce 40 or more, as he has done over this couple of weeks stretch against quality opponents.
Quality opponents in significant time of the season, because the Lakers, who are defending champions, are trying to get back to that level. Okay, so they're chasing teams. They're not the hunted like they've been in the past 3 years. They are the hunters.
And again, these 40-point efforts have not come at the expense of just the Nuggets and teams that are down. We're talking about the Suns, the Jazz, the Sacramento Kings on the road, Indiana on the road, maybe the best team in the East. Here's Kobe again, elevating. That was good all the way. 41 in the game for Kobe Bryant.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, this game didn't get better. A nice move by Juwan. That's a big fella showing a little magic also. There's a foul and a chance for a three-point play. He's a pretty big guy. Leans, reverse, boom. Watch this move right here. Tell me this in Jordan-esque. Boom, crossover, take him one way, and then a straight pull-up. To be honest with you, I think Kobe is a better shooter of the basketball than Michael Jordan is. I think Michael Jordan still may be a better creator, finisher at the basket. But I think Kobe is a better shooter at this stage of his career than Jordan. I think Jordan developed that part of his game as he went.
And what Michael Jordan was able to do in the clutch, I think, is without parallel in the history of the game. Though Kobe Bryant has 3 rings also, and he's very, very young.
Well, I tell you what, like 41 right now in the game with Kobe, and there's 20 minutes to go in the contest. I don't care what the score is. I would hope Phil Jackson, he won't probably, but I hope Phil leads him in and lets him get 60.
Well, his career high is 56. I don't know if it'll happen. You want to get really nauseous? Kobe won't be 25 until next summer. Hilario fouled by O'Neal.
I think Nene gets so many opportunities in the basket, misses quite a few of them, gets fouled right there. But I think when he makes a great effort on the rebound. Watch the rebound. I mean, it's good hustle, almost tips it there. And I just think he kind of gets in a hurry. See how kind of hard and herky-jerky he is? I tell kids that I teach, you got to go up strong, but then you got to get soft as you shoot the basketball. Does that make sense?
Sure it does.
I mean, you got to go up strong and fight through the contact, but then you've got to somehow mentally click over to score.
You also have to go quick and then slow down.
Very good.
He picked it up.
Fast but not in a hurry, I think my old coaches say. You got to be fast but not in a hurry.
78-52, 8:15. Over Shaq, and the foul from Juwan Howard coming over from the weak side.
I tell you what, Shaq took a big, meaty, probably about 120-pound arm right in the back of Hilario and just pushed him out of the way. Hilario and Shaq sharing a laugh right there. Look at that big forearm, just gets him out of the way. That right there, folks, and I don't know if the camera does it justice, but you could take Shaq's arm and put it on the front of a VW Bug and it would fit for a bumper. That's a big man.
I'll tell you, it's sturdier. It'd be sturdier as a bumper than the first 2 cars I own.
Well, the Pinto and what?
I don't want to beat up the manufacturers. Just trust me on that. Donnell Harvey turning his back on Rick Fox. And he goes up and gets the rebound and knocks Fox to the floor.
It's one thing Harvey looks out of control once in a while on his post ups, but it's so hard and quick. Bryant wants to score on Donnell every time he catches the ball.
Here's Howard in transition. Good if it goes. Foul on Rick Fox.
Lakers number 17, Rick Fox. Second personal. 15 foul.
Donnell just a moment ago watching a nice couple spin moves. Middle, boom, spin this way, boom, up and under there. Jumps into Fox. Fox gets out of the play, and Harvey able to go back up and get his own miss. They talk about great rebounders. It's not how high you jump all the time to get rebounds, but it's how quick you get up on the second attempt. You know, are you on the floor and back up to the rim before everybody else? Jeff Ruland said years and years ago that, you know what, he figured 80–85% of the rebounds are below the rim anyway. Those belong to me. And they did when he played.
Jeff Ruland took up a lot of space. Coaching Marist College, or is he coaching Iona? Excuse me, coaching Iona.
That was a big man too.
Here's Bryant on a drive, and he got tripped up by Harvey. That's 5 on Donnell.
Nice move as a little delay. Just reaches out and grabs and he's fall down. Probably been no call, but Kobe loses his balance.
Bryant with 41, looking at 42. Ryan Bowen will come in and he'll try to slow down Kobe Bryant.
Here's amazing. For those of us out there who've never been in the realm of 40+ points in a basketball game, I used to say I'd get 35 every warm-up before a game started, and that was it. But I guarantee he has no clue how many points he had. And when you think about it, boy, if I scored 40-some points, I sure know how much I had. You know, I guarantee he doesn't have any idea. He's trying to win the game. He's trying to beat the guy that the Nuggets put out in front of him, and that's it.
He's 13 of 20 from the floor, 14 of 16 from the line. He's got 43, one better than he had last night. And again, Hilario able to get the shot off, but he couldn't finish with the left hand.
And he gets so quick, and just kind of gets it up there. He'll figure that out. I'm telling you, he's going to be special when he does.
Juwan Howard with a forearm shiver against Shaquille O'Neal, and that's his fourth.
See if Shaq kind of changes his pivot foot. Reach in right there. Didn't allow the ball to be dribbled. Juwan thought he got all ball.
Shaq's been at the line tonight 13 times.
It's just amazing to me because, you know, for a big fella, he does have unbelievable touch. That he can shoot the ball so ugly from the free throw.
See the career percentage 53.
Look at that. You could stick a sandwich in between the palm of his hand and the basket. He made it though.
Yeah, you know what? He's starting to make his free throws this year. 61%. You saw he's 11 of 15 tonight. That'll help the average. Whitney with a ball screen. He's way short with that. Ryan Bowen makes some new friends, but didn't save the basketball.
You imagine if Shaquille, and this goes back, Karl Malone made himself a better free throw shooter after his rookie year. But if Shaquille ever got to where he was shooting 75, 78% from the free throw line, and this guy's a 20+ career scorer, might be a 30+ scorer.
He would add 3 or 4 points a night. Whitney's second triple tonight. He's got 8. Here's Bryant under duress. Back of the iron, no go. Samaki Walker has the long rebound.
Now I think Bryant kind of maybe getting a little out of his game, trying to get some more points. A little bit out of rhythm. That's rhythm.
Shaq. He got tied up, lost it underneath. Now Hilario tries to play point guard. Here's Bryant slashing the hole. Fouls on Whitney.
Well, it looked like on the penetration, great move by Bryant. Maybe could have dished it off to Shaq for an easy 2. Got fouled, and now we'll go to the free throw line again.
Kobe has 5 triple-doubles this year. So if you're thinking, well, does he ever pass the basketball? Yeah, he does. He's averaging almost 7 assists a game, and he averages better than 7 rebounds a game.
Well, he's 10th in the league in assists.
Yeah.
2nd in the league in scoring. And averages over 7 points, 7 rebounds. Pretty good.
He's got 45. His season high is 46 against Houston. I think that's going to go bye-bye. 85-59, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Juwan goes up 20 feet, no go, and Shaq pulls down his 9th rebound of the ball game. 17 points, 9 rebounds for Shaq, who has played a supporting role tonight to Kobe Bryant. Kobe got ball in the air, tough shot, doesn't matter. I mean, the beat goes on for Bryant.
And I think he turned around and said something to Donnell Harper. Well, I tell you what, Nene Hilario just goaltended that one and no call.
That's his first field goal tonight.
Bowen say it wasn't Nene. Bowen's shot was going in. Nene did touch it though.
Bryant thinking 3. And Hilario standing flat-footed gets the rebound. Here's Ryan, back to Juwan, and the foul on Samaki Walker. That'll take us to a timeout, 5:04 to go. 87-61, but this has been the Kobe Bryant Show throughout.
It all began over 40 years ago with made-from-scratch buttermilk pancakes. And today, Village Inn serves the best skillets in town. Each Village Inn skillet is brimming with country potatoes, delicious ingredients, and topped with 2 large eggs. And now Village Inn is featuring 3 new skillets. Over 40 years later, and the best skillets in town. It's still Village Inn.
Good food, good feelings, Village Inn.
If this is as close as you think you'll ever get to actually driving a high-performance BMW, well, it's time to change your thinking. It's Murray Motor Import's 1.9% sales event. Get low 1.9% financing on every new BMW in stock. 3 Series, 5 Series, X5s, even the all-new Z4. Come satisfy your desire for BMW at the 1.9% sales event. But hurry, it ends soon. Only at Murray Motor Imports on South Colorado, 1 mile north of I-25.
In the mosh pit.
Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? By your Colorado Chevy dealers who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy.
You want a t-shirt? Here they come.
Shaquille O'Neal has contributed, but Kobe Bryant has been simply magnificent. Bryant has 47 points in the game on 14 of 24 shooting. It's a new season high. He's 9 shy of his career high. Last time the Nuggets saw a player hang 50 on them was Cliff Robinson a couple of years ago, and Robinson played for Phoenix. Last time a Nugget player had 50 in a game
Michael Adams?
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. I remember the game at Utah.
Oh, that's right.
In December of 1995, and that was one of the great performances I've ever seen because Mahmoud didn't get many run. It wasn't like he was taking the ball to the hole and dunking on people.
I think you and I did that game.
Yeah, he was just firing jumpers left and right. Elgin Baylor has the all-time Laker high at 71. Wilt 66 in a game. In fact, Baylor 3 of the top 4. You know, Kobe Bryant now has 11 40-plus point performances this year.
You know, on that list of Lakers, reminded me the most amazing was the 63 by Jerry West. Just think about how he played, and I mean, those were all jumpers, weren't they?
Yeah, all jumpers. In fact, the last time a player had more than Kobe's 40 in a season for the Lakers, as Anderson has a rebound, and a loose ball foul on Medvedenko is in for the first time tonight. Slavo Medvedenko. Jerry West in the 69-70 season had 40 or more 13 times. That's a team with Wilt Chamberlain on it. Gail Goodrich, I believe, was on that team. And you had some guys who could score the basketball, so it wasn't just left to Jerry West.
Yeah, the comparisons, you want to go to Bryant now 11 times this year plus 40. Let's go back when Chicago came in, going through their media guide. And I think Jordan was 40 plus 60 some times in his career. And plus 50, I think, 8 times or something like that.
Now here comes Mark Madsen back in. Slavo Medvedenko didn't get to stay out on the floor long. Here's the dance again, Scott. And I will challenge him to a dance-off.
That's bad.
That's just bad.
That's total exuberance, I'm hoping.
Maybe a bit of intoxication also, though I tend to doubt it.
Nice D by the Nuggets on Kobe.
Here's Fox. And he knocks down a 3. Rick Fox with 11.
Bryant now with the 7 assists.
Vincent Yarbrough, 8 points. First hoop in the second half for Yarbrough. Nearly a steal. Here's Bryant, isolated against Bowen. Oh, man. Quick to the hole. Kobe Bryant says, take that.
Well, you got to know where he is. Bowen forcing him baseline and no one there to help. You either don't force him there and you see Kobe at 49, the people here in the Pepsi Center getting a little excited about it.
And you think Phil Jackson will inquire what his career high is?
You know, I don't know if he's into that or not. He may let him play the rest of this quarter and say, you can do what you get what you can the next 3:23, and then take the next quarter off.
Kobe fouled, and he'll go to the line. Here's the baseline drive by Bryant. You're talking about a first step that's explosive. Here's the step and the liftoff.
And everybody just watch. Whitney was there for a second. He left, and then Jamon slow to get over. Jeff Bezdelik, I guarantee you, not happy about his performance and not caught up in the Kobe Bryant getting 50 points.
Tell the Larry Bird story. Down in New Orleans, you played for the Hawks.
Played for the Hawks a week or 2 weeks before. Kevin McHale set the all-time scoring for the Celtics at like 56 or whatever it was. And Bird came down and everybody was kind of talking to McHale, but oh, can you believe that? You know, you did it and Larry Bird didn't. And this was probably 90% jumpers. I mean, he was hitting shots from every angle, pulling it up. One time, Fatella was so mad, said, I want him on his can. Next time he shoots it, put him on his can. Antoine Carr hit him so hard, he shot a 3 that he fell into the first row of seats. And the funny thing is they called a foul, the ball went in, and they took the basket away. They didn't count the basket. I mean, and I don't know, we still to this day don't know why he didn't count the basket. So I think he ended up with 60. It probably should have been 63. But then a number of players were fined because they're so on the team, on the Atlanta Hawks, celebrating because of how he was doing. I mean, it was amazing.
Fans.
It was amazing.
Harrington misses. And it comes to Mark Madsen. He's doing that dance coming up the court as a point guard, the former Stanford star. Must have forgot their game plan on this possession. They didn't find Kobe. You know, Bryant, check this out, Scott. Bryant has 27 shots now. You say, boy, that's a bunch. He had 47 in a game earlier this year against the Celtics.
Well, the greatest success for a guy shooting basketball is how many points per shot attempt. And obviously, if you're averaging 2 points per shot attempt, which is pretty darn good, you know, with 27 attempts, you got 54 points. Well, he's got 51 now?
Yep.
That's pretty good. Anything over 1.5 per shot attempt is really, really good.
4 to shoot it. And Kobe is actually getting tired.
He's got
Rocky Walker will flip it in with the jump hook.
He's got 51. I think he's missed 4 of his last 5 shots.
Yeah, he's ice cold now.
3 of his last 4.
You might want to send him down to the NBDL.
Second personal.
Fisher is down. Looks like he hurt his back. That brings us to a timeout. 95, 96, 65. Kobe with 51, a new Pepsi Center record.
Colorado Mammoth has come to Denver, and it's huge. Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League live at the Pepsi Center, featuring superstars like Gary Gait, Eric Miller, and Dell Halliday. It's Mammoth fun for a small price. Tickets start at just $5 and are on sale now at the Pepsi Center box office and all Ticketmaster locations. Colorado Mammoth Lacrosse. It's huge. It's huge. Your Colorado Mammoth is presented by Frontier Airlines.
I hear a voice from the back of the room. I hear a voice cry out, you want something good.
Filter out everything you don't need, keep what's good. That's called filtering. That's pure MGD.
Point lead for the Lakers. The All-Star game, a grand success over the weekend down at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And then Hilario was there in the rookie game. And Jim Gillen, the Nuggets trainer. Now look at this shot at Jimmy on the right. The thing that almost caused a major problem for Jim Gillen was the fact that the game went double overtime. He had to have that suit back by midnight.
Look how dressed up he is. He looks good. Got the dark shirt on.
He almost had to pay a fine for being late to the rental agency, and there's Jimmy back comfortable again in one of his 2000 sweaters.
Yeah, he does. He's got more sweater vests than maybe any 2 men in Denver. He's a good guy and a great trainer.
Trainer of the year in the NBA last year, and the head trainer for the Western Conference this year. Well-deserved honor for a very good guy. And the trainer of the NBA, and Scott, you know this from playing in the league for 11 years. He's a lot more than the trainer, isn't he? He becomes the den mother, doesn't he, to a certain degree?
The trainer was the first guy I made friends with on every team you went to, because I mean they're in charge of your hotels and your bags and
your
per diem and you know, when you're not feeling good and you're under the weather, or whether you're hurt, you know, whether you're mad you're not playing. I mean, that's mom, dad, you know, personal assistant, best friend, all wrapped in one. And Jim Gillen does the job as well as anybody.
Kobe's out of there. Kareem Rush knocks down a jumper. Kareem Rush, who averaged 19 a game for 3 years in Columbia, Missouri. That played the last couple of years with Josh Kroenke, good basketball player, and notably the son of the Nuggets and Avalanche owner, Stan Kroenke. Josh still playing for the University of Missouri. Here's Devin George, top of the key, and George.
This is actually good for Phil Jackson and the Lakers. And he'll get to rest a lot of his starters and older players the rest of this way, but he's going to get a lot of guys that you never know who you're going to have to count on at one time or another.
Shaq's still out there. He gets the block on Howard. One of the things that Phil Jackson was talking about before the game as Rush flips it in is that he would really like to see the Lakers make a move for a quality bench player for the stretch run. and he believes that it's doable without giving up too much. That'll close the book on the third quarter. The Lakers, 2 straight ball games, eclipsing the 100-point mark in 36 minutes. Last night they were right at 100. Tonight it's even worse, 102-69. You're watching Fox Sports Net. With Scott Hastings and Sandy Williams, I'm Drew Goodman. This has been the Kobe Bryant Show. He has 50% of the Lakers' output tonight, 51 of their 102. And the Lakers begin the fourth without Kobe on the floor, but Shaq is out there and he misses on the slam dunk off the pass. Here's Yarbrough out there with Hilario, Skeeter-Shilly, Anderson, and Chris Anderson gets it underneath. Also Junior Harrington. Here's Junior from 15. First hoop tonight for Harrington.
The key is, will Chris Anderson get more points than he will times hanging on the rim? So he's got 1 this quarter.
Bryant Shaw, first time tonight. Bryant Shaw's been out there, air ball. A foul on Rush. And Junior Harrington, a 3-point opportunity.
I still say this, there's things to be gained and learned even in a blowout. And young guys, Yarbrough, rookie, Harrington's in there, rookie, Hilario's in there, rookie, Skeeter-Shilly's in there, rookie. Anderson basically second year and a half in the league. With the time missed, he's still a rookie. Still a chance to gain confidence, learn some things you can do, learn to execute, and show the coaches that you're going to play hard no matter the situation.
Lakers shot 53% last night, 55% tonight. Well, you're right, and I'm sure Jeff Bzdelik has reminded his team of that several times in the last 2 days. This is not easy.
No, it's not.
You know, if you can, it's easy for people to sit at home or even for broadcasters to say, well, you know what, the Lakers are a whole lot better, obviously, than the Nuggets. Well, Jeff Bzdelik doesn't care about that. He cares about winning. There's a 2-on-1. Skeeter-Shilly will go upstairs and throw it down. 2 galloping strides. Then Shaq at the other end. Doesn't go up to try to catch it, and it works as a turnover.
I think he was thinking the ball was going to go off the backboard, and it did.
Skeeter-Shilly becomes the second Nugget in double figures, joining Juwan Howard, who has 22. Skeeter has 10. Hilario, shot's a little flat. Another steal for a guy who's among the top 11 in the NBA in steals now, Hilario. And the jumper dropped in by Harrington.
Bryant Shaw in the game, obviously a long-time veteran in this league. Kareem Rush, a lot more pub and notoriety, and maybe Harrington trying to prove it a little bit to himself and other people he belongs out there. When Chris Whitney came in, was injured, got the starting job back. Chance for him to tell people and show people he wants to play. But these guys have been banging all night long, Hilario and Shaquille. And the one thing, as big and strong as Shaquille is, Nene is not going to back down.
Do you think some of this, the fact that Shaq's still on the floor, has to do with Phil Jackson trying to get his big man to help him lose a couple of pounds? As Shaq last year, I remember a conversation said, hey, I'm too heavy right now, but by the playoffs, I need to be down 20 pounds.
Yeah, maybe so. Watch this. Hilario will not back down. I just said it. Watch this. He's going to foul Shaq on purpose. Shaq got a game an elbow earlier. Look at him. Boom. He's going to push. Oh, foul. Yeah, I'll take it. I love this kid. He doesn't have great numbers tonight, but how many people you know challenge Shaquille O'Neal? I know the game's over, whatever. There's not a lot of guys do that.
No, you can count them on one hand.
Junior Harrington went to the official, Phil Robinson, said, because Phil was looking at him, said, listen, that was kind of a hard foul for this stage of the game. And I think Junior said, listen, he don't understand what you're saying.
Nenny pulls down the rebound. Now he's going to try to beat Shaq up the floor. He's going right out. It was blocked by Devin George. And at the other end, the turnover, or he can't catch up.
I tell you, the one thing Nene will learn from this season is he has to dunk. I mean, how many layups has he missed? This is a great move. He got away with the travel, but see, he's going to lay it up again. That's international basketball. This league, unfortunately, maybe, is you've got to dunk it.
Speeda steps back, up the backboards from three-point range. His second triple of the night. Speeda has 13.
That's a 23-point game. Now, this group's in here. You know, the game's over. I understand that. This group's in here playing hard.
Olario against Shaq. He'll take it to him again. And again, he left it a little short with the left hand. He's had some good scoring opportunities in the game. He's missed probably 4 layups. Bryant Shaw has always been a good long-range shooter.
Yeah, Olario just 1 of 9 now, and I guarantee you he's missed 4 layups.
Yarbrough. Tennessee against Missouri. Nice move. Real nice move. They lost him. Yarbrough with 10.
And he's got a Kobe Bryant body. You know, a lot of people may have that. But, you know, he may not have the skill yet, but he's got some ability.
You know what? He's got a lot of skill. He's probably the Nuggets' most gifted athlete.
And the pump fake there, didn't need the pump fake. Took a little bit of leg out from underneath him when he pump faked.
That's the other remarkable thing. If you watch Bryant, he always has his legs underneath him. Dream rush misses, and Shaq knocks it out of bounds. Timeout on the floor, 7:50 left. The Lakers 107. The Nuggets 82.
Hey, Billy.
My name is Paul.
Right, thanks. Here at the Pepsi Center, we've developed a program for Denver teens who need more direction.
Your kids don't understand. If you don't love yourself and your home team, how's anybody going to love you? Do you see Kobe sitting here telling you how much he cares?
Run for your remote control and order Minority Report on pay-per-view. From the writer of Blade Runner and the creator of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Everybody runs.
We are arresting individuals who have broken the law.
There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect. I agree.
You can't run, John.
Tom Cruise.
You have to chase me.
Minority Report on Blockbuster pay-per-view movies.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Well, the Nuggets trying to hang on here. They're down 107-82 to the Lakers in back-to-back games. Both nights a kind of tough day at the office for the guys, but a jovial event before the game. Juwan Howard is participating in the Warm Hearts coat drive earlier today. Volunteers outside the Pepsi Center. Today was the last day to drop off coats, and tomorrow Juwan will be visiting the Denver Rescue Mission to deliver these coats. So congratulations to Juwan and his efforts to keep those in need warm this winter season here in Denver. And obviously Juwan much more concerned tonight as he has shut it down for the night. More concerned with the score, guys, and it's not a pretty one.
Well, Juwan has always been a philanthropic guy. Did great work in the community in the Washington, D.C. area. He's done a lot with the school system, the public school system in his hometown of Chicago. And he continues to do great work in Denver. Skeeter really gets bumped and hanging on the rim again, Chris.
That's 2. Let me write this down. That's 2, Hanks. No points. Nice move by Skeeter. Got away with a little bit of a hook on Devin George. He's talking to the official saying that. But right now, if you're a Denver Nugget offensive player, the odds are in your favor.
of the things that really catches your eye about Skeetishvili, and certainly caught the eye of Kiki Vandeweghe and his staff when they were evaluating Skeetishvili, is the rotation of the basketball, how it comes out of his hand. He has a good-looking stroke.
And he's starting to find a little bit. Really struggled. I think just kind of starry-eyed, glass-eyed, or whatever early in the season, and for a while playing with absolutely no confidence. That's changed a little bit late.
Shaw pull up. Thought you were going to get Chris Anderson on this rim for a second.
He didn't get it, did he?
No, he slapped it backward.
Oh, did he? Should that count?
Well, maybe. Skeeta gives it up. Here's Harrington on a drive. And Skeeta driving to the hole, and Devin George knocks it away. Devin George, a great story. Devin George came out of Augsburg. You say, what? Who? Excuse me?
Hog what?
Augsburg. It's a Division III school in Minnesota.
Division III, no scholarships.
2 to get one off. Yarbrough from just inside half court. It's a shot clock violation. Well, how good will the Lakers be if you had to handicap the playoffs? And I know it's still mid-February, but Sacramento, Dallas, Minnesota's played well. San Antonio, Utah's probably a little better than people thought, with Matt Harpering really helping them out.
Well, Houston, the team right now. The team's feeling the heat. They're leading Utah in Utah. But if you look at Utah and Phoenix and Houston, Minnesota, and LA, that whole group of 5 teams, there's only like 3.5 games separating all of them. I mean, there could be a lot of movement between now and the end of the season.
Anderson.
2-2.
109.86. Chris has a half dozen.
Picking on Chris, love him to death.
He's got great enthusiasm.
Yeah, plays hard.
Yeah, and you want a guy with energy who's a big man. I mean, he's a couple inches bigger than Ryan Bowen. There was Chris starting to go to the hole. Harrington with his 4th field goal here in the second half. 9 for Junior.
Skeetishvili and Devin George kind of getting after him.
And Hilario really hit Medvedenko pretty hard there. And that'll be number 3 on Nene. Timeout again, 109.88 Los Angeles. 5:39 left.
Enter to win the Colorado Avalanche All Access promotion. 7 lucky winners and their guests will get a behind-the-scenes look at the Avalanche game day morning skate and player interviews, tour the FSN News Studio, and meet the on-air talent and production staff. Then enjoy club-level seats. Visit the production truck and the Fox Sports Net on-air booth and receive an autographed Patrick Waugh Stanley Cup puck. Just visit any King Soopers or City Market store, purchase 2 Mother's Cookies or Archway Cookies products using your Super Card or Value Card, and you're automatically entered to win!
Stupid bloody
Hey, Dad.
bag. No, I'm just
But we really want to show you something.
What is it then? What is it?
These aren't Pepsis. They're Pepsi Twists.
You're a bunch of bloody magicians.
We're not the Osbournes.
You're not?
We're the Osmonds.
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll. I dreamt the kids turned into the Osmonds.
Oh, there, dear.
Like twists, Pepsi Twist and Diet Pepsi Twist. It's a twist on a great thing.
109.88. The Lakers have been in control throughout. If you're just joining us, no Kobe Bryant in the 4th quarter, but he had 51 in the first 3. For a look at what's coming up after the game on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report, let's check back with Tim Ring now. Tim?
All right, Drew, thank you very much. Now might not be a bad time to talk a little bit about LeBron James. How big of an impact can this kid have next year in the NBA? NBA players weigh in many of opinions. Tonight after the game, we'll sample some of those. Also at home with Terrell Davis. Terrell talking about his life after football. He opens the doors to his home, and we take a visit with him. Also, Rick Neuheisel, a PR nightmare in Seattle. Apparently, Rick did not tell the truth, and he got caught. We'll have that story coming up after the game as well.
All right, Tim, thanks very much. Our Chevy game summary, 109.88. Kobe Bryant with 51. That's a Pepsi Center record. His career high is 56. The Lakers, 53% last night, 53% again tonight. The Nuggets have not shot it well. And Skeetishvili on a positive note, he's tied his career high with 15. Kobe this year against the Nuggets, 39, 42, 51. So I'm guessing next time he'd have to go for somewhere in the upper 50s if that trend were to continue. Next meeting is not till April, fortunately for Denver. You know, LeBron James, I think all this media attention, and the kid obviously is a wonderful talent, but it's gotten absolutely ridiculous. It got ridiculous about 3 months ago. Now it's just absurd. This is actually doing him a disservice, Scott. Yeah. You played in the league. Every guy's going to want to take their shot at him and knock him on his keister next year.
I liked what Michael Jordan said during the All-Star weekend. Said, listen, this is a good player, a good kid, good high school player who's just going to be very average in the league. Has the tools. Let's see if he has the work ethic and the ability to take hard times and tough times and fight through them.
There have been very few guys.
Well, I mean, and I ask this: to
have success that early at 18.
What guy? Skis is 19. Nene Hilario. Put Nene Hilario on that team with LeBron James. How would he play?
Well, hold on a sec. I have a great example. He's in the building. Take Kobe Bryant. He averaged 7.6 a game his first year out of high school with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah. Now look at him.
All right, hey, then hopefully LeBron James has that kind of success. Mark Blunt is the last guy off the bench tonight for the Nuggets. And Nene's evening is done. Hilario, 7 points, 9 rebounds, just 1 of 9 shooting, and he'd come in 20 of 28 from the floor over the prior 3 games. Junior Harrington picks up the offensive foul. There's Hilario. Talk about the spirit of Bryant, how he brings it every night. That's the impressive thing about Nene Hilario. This is rookie season. I can't remember one game. I can't even remember one stretch in a game when he wasn't given maximum effort. Same thing with Junior Harrington could be said. Hasn't always worked out.
Well, it got too deep right there. He's got to look to shoot. See, he's still pass first right now, and that'll be the development of Junior. And when I say that, I cringe a little bit. I mean, you don't want to just think score, but when he gets inside that paint, he's got to be a threat to get up and get over the rim and then pass. If everybody knows you're going to pass it, they're going to make you prove you can finish before they worry about guarding.
Chris Anderson upstairs. How many is that, Scott?
That's 3 and 4.
Okay.
4 points, 3 hangs. That's pretty impressive right there, though.
Yeah, he had his elbow way over the rim.
Chris has got to get to where he can finish the season. You know, you got to quit getting the injury, stuff like that. But this is unbelievable hops and ups. Nice shot by Skeeton. That's jumps. That is elevation right there, folks.
And he's got major league hops. He had to duck his head. His head almost hit the rim. 111.90. Here's Skeeton. And Medvedenko hands off to Devin George. It's an interesting time of the year in the NBA. The trade deadline is approaching, and some teams looking to rid themselves of longer-term contracts. Some of the names that have cropped up are intriguing. You don't know if some are just rumors or if there's any legitimacy behind some of them, but Nick Van Exel's name has been mentioned. I even heard Gary Payton's name mentioned. And Skeetishvili's grabbed. He'll get a couple of free throws. Devin George again gets ticketed.
But Devin George has been going after it about with everybody he's played. And that was a purposeful foul. He tried to give a little bit to Skeetishvili. They've been bumping earlier. George started pushing just moments.